You think you're fit for this house, girl? With those hands that scream ghetto? Victoria's voice sliced through the kitchen air, her manicured nails jabbing toward Elena's face. The coffee mug shattered on the marble floor, hot liquid splashing across Elena's worn sneakers. Victoria stepped closer, heels clicking like gunfire. Clean it, now, or pack your trash and crawl back to whatever hole you came from. Elena's jaw clenched, fingers curling around the mop handle. She dropped to her knees, rags soaking up the spill, the bitter scent burning her nostrils. Victoria hovered, arms crossed, lips curled in disgust. Faster! Do I pay you to kneel like a beggar? That's all your kind knows. Begging. Elena's back stiffened, but she scrubbed harder, knuckles whitening against the fabric. A drop of sweat traced her temple, mixing with the sting of humiliation. Ma'am, it was an accident, Elena started, voice steady but low. Accident? Victoria barked, cutting her off with a sharp laugh. You bumped the table on purpose. Thieving eyes on my jewels? Don't lie. She snatched a nearby vase, hurling it to the ground beside Elena. Shards exploded, one nicking Elena's hand. Blood welled up, warm and sticky, but Elena didn't flinch. She grabbed another rag, pressing it to the cut while sweeping the fragments. Victoria's eyes narrowed, breath hot on Elena's neck. Pathetic. My last maid lasted 3 days. You'll be gone by dawn if you whimper once. Elena bit her lip, tasting copper, her mind flashing to her son's pale face in the hospital bed. Bills stacked like accusations. She wiped faster, ignoring the throb in her palm. The other staff peeked from the hallway, whispers hushed. Victoria spun on them. Back to work, or join her on the street. Elena rose slowly, mop dripping, eyes locked on the floor. Victoria smirked, but a flicker crossed her face. Unnoticed doubt. The spill vanished, but the wound lingered. Elena's hand throbbed, blood smearing the rag as she swept the last shard into the dustpan. Victoria's smirk faded into a glare. Done? Then scrub the counters, spotless, or I'll dock your pay until you're begging on Skid Row. Elena stood, shoulders squared, ignoring the burn in her knees. She grabbed the cleaner, spraying in sharp bursts, cloth whipping across the granite. Her mind locked on her son's frail body under hospital lights, tubes snaking into his arms. Chemo bills loomed like shadows. She couldn't quit. Not now. Victoria paced, phone in hand, thumbs flying over the screen. Hurry up. Dinner guests arrive in an hour. You think I want my friends seeing this mess? Elena nodded once, voice muted. Yes, ma'am. But Victoria lunged, slapping the cloth from Elena's grip. It slapped wet against the wall. Don't yes, ma'am me like some servant drone. Speak up. Elena's fist balled at her sides, nails digging into palms. She retrieved the cloth, wringing it out, water dripping like accusations. It'll be done. The assaults piled on. Victoria hurled a plate at the sink. Crash, porcelain exploding. You washed it wrong. Do it again. Elena's arms ached, but she plunged hands into scalding water, scrubbing without a word. Bubbles popped, steam rising. Victoria grabbed her shoulder, nails biting skin. Look at me when I talk, or are you too proud? Elena met her eyes steady, unblinking. No tears, just resolve etched in her jawline. Victoria recoiled slightly but pressed on. Fold the linens, iron them flat, one wrinkle, and you're out. Elena moved to the laundry room, iron hissing against fabric. Steam clouded her vision, but she pressed on, folds crisp. Hours blurred, mopping halls, dusting shelves, enduring jabs. Clumsy fool. Useless. Each word landed like a punch, but Elena absorbed them, body taut, spirit unyielding. She thought of her boy's smile, faint but fierce. That fueled her. Victoria watched from the doorway, arms folded, but her posture shifted. A crack in the ice. Elena finished, standing tall. Silence hung thick, heavier than any shout. Victoria turned away, but the weight lingered, pressing on her chest. Elena wiped her brow, ready for the next blow, her quiet defiance echoing in the empty room. Ma'am, the counters shine now. Elena's voice cut the silence, low and firm, as she set the iron aside. Victoria whipped around, eyes flashing. Shine? I'll decide that. She stormed to the kitchen, fingers trailing the granite, hunting flaws. None. Her nail tapped harder, frustration boiling. Elena stood back, arms folded, pulse steady despite the ache in her hand. Bandage makeshift, blood seeping through. Victoria's phone buzzed on the counter. She snatched it, but paused. Elena's voice drifted from the hallway, hushed into her own cell. Doctor, please. The chemo. How much more? He's 8. I need this job. Elena's words cracked, fist pressed to forehead. Bills stack up. I'll endure. Victoria froze, ear pressed to the doorframe. Breath caught. Her grip tightened on the phone, knuckles white. Images flooded. Her own childhood screams, locked doors in that New York penthouse. Abuse buried deep. She pulled back, chest heaving. Elena ended the call, pocketing the phone, unaware. Victoria's face twisted, guilt stabbed sharp. Get out of my sight, she snapped, voice thinner. Elena nodded, slipping away to the staff quarters. Alone, Victoria slumped against the wall, nails digging into palms. Doubt gnawed. Was this Maid just surviving? Like she once did? In the dim laundry room, Elena unpacked her bag, fingers brushing an old photo she'd found tucked in a drawer earlier. James's first wife, smiling, but a bruise shadowed her neck. Odd. She shoved it aside, focusing on the throb in her hand. Survival first. Victoria lingered in the kitchen, staring at the spotless counter. The silence pressed heavier, a seed of regret taking root. But the night wasn't over. Footsteps echoed upstairs, pulling her toward the truth she couldn't yet face. Admit it. You're crumbling under my roof, aren't you? Victoria's whisper sliced her own reflection in the bedroom mirror, fingers gripping the edge until veins bulged. She paced, heels muffled on carpet, mind replaying Elena's phone call. That boy's chemo. Bills like knives. Her chest tightened, fists pounding the dresser. Drawers rattled. She yanked one open, rifling through papers. Elena's resume tumbled out. South LA address. Figures. She snatched her keys, jacket flung over shoulders, storming to the garage. Engine roared to life, tires screeching out the Beverly Hills gate. Streetlights blurred as she sped toward the city bowels, GPS barking turns. Billboards mocked her, luxury ads she owned stock in. Traffic jammed, horns blaring. She slammed the wheel. Move! Finally, South LA loomed. Cracked sidewalks, graffiti walls, kids scattering like shadows. She parked blocks away, hood up, slipping through alleys. Heart hammered. This was her hunt. Elena's building rose, peeling paint, buzzers broken. Victoria pressed one anyway. No answer. She shoved the door, hinges creaking, stairs groaning underfoot. Up 3 flights, breath ragged. Door 307. She knocked hard, knuckles raw. No sound. Peered through a cracked window, curtains thin. Inside, Elena knelt by a cot, sponging a boy's forehead. Sweat beaded on his bald scalp, eyes sunken. Tubes from a portable machine hummed. Elena's hands trembled, wiping vomit from his chin. Hold on, baby. Mama's here. The boy wheezed, small hand clutching hers. Victoria's throat closed, memories crashing. Her own screams in that locked room. Uncle's grip. She backed away, foot catching a loose board. Crack. Elena's head snapped up. Victoria bolted downstairs, legs pumping, chest burning. Back in the car, she gripped the wheel, nails drawing blood from palms. Tears stung, wiped fierce. She's not breaking. She's steel. Engine revved again, heading home. But doubt festered, clawing deeper. She pulled over once, vomiting into the gutter, body heaving, wiped her mouth, stared at her shaking hands. This Maid wasn't prey. She was mirror. Victoria floored the gas, mansion lights drawing near. But the boy's face haunted, pushing her toward confrontation. She needed answers. Forgiveness? No. Truth. The garage door rose, but her resolve hardened. Tomorrow she'd face it. Get your lazy ass up, or I'll drag you myself. The neighbor's shout pierced the thin walls of Elena's cramped apartment, fists pounding the door next to hers. Elena bolted upright on the sagging couch, heart slamming, hand instinctively reaching for her son's fevered brow. Marcus whimpered, small body curled under a threadbare blanket, chemo draining his color to ash. She pressed lips to his forehead, hot, slick with sweat. Shh, baby. Mama's got you. Outside, the pounding escalated, a bottle shattering against concrete. Elena's jaw locked, muscles coiling. She wasn't crumbling. Not here. She slipped out, door creaking, confronting the chaos. Old Mr. Ramirez cowered in his doorway, the landlord's thug looming, knuckles cracked. Rent's due, old man. Pay or pack. Elena stepped between them, chin high, eyes steel. Back off. He's sick. Pension check comes tomorrow. The thug sneered, breath reeking of beer. Who are you, his nanny? Mind your... She cut him short, voice whip sharp. I'm the one calling cops if you touch him. Her phone flashed in hand, thumb hovering over 911. The thug hesitated, fists unclenching, then spat and retreated. Tomorrow, or you're both out. Mr. Ramirez clutched her arm, trembling. Elena, you shouldn't... She squeezed his hand firm. We look out for each other here. Back inside, she boiled water on the hot plate, stirring oatmeal with one hand while sponging Marcus's neck. He stirred, eyes fluttering open. Mama, hurts. Her throat knotted, but she smiled fierce. Eat this. Strength for the fight. Spoon to his lips, steady, no shake. Bills piled on the table mocked her, hospital stamps like scars. But she shoved them aside, dialing the clinic. Nurse? Marcus's fever spiked. What now? Instructions barked back. Meds, rest. She hung up, crushing pills into the oatmeal, feeding him slow. Neighbors knocked soft. Mrs. Lopez with broth, kids with drawings. Elena distributed, hugs tight. We'll get through. Her own cuts from the vase throbbed, but she ignored them, bandaging a kid's scraped knee instead. Strength surged in these acts, unbreakable. Marcus slept, breath even. She sank beside him, fingers tracing his cheek. No tears, just fire. The photo from the drawer nagged, bruised neck on that old picture. Why hide it? But survival first. Dawn crept in, pulling her back to the mansion. Victoria's face flashed in her mind, but Elena rose, ready. The boy's steady breath fueled her steps, a quiet storm building. You're nothing but a shadow in my house. Why won't you break? Victoria's hiss cracked the garden air, her fingers digging into the wrought iron bench as Elena approached, mop slung over shoulder. Dawn light sliced through hedges, but Victoria lunged forward, blocking the path. Stop! We talk, now! Elena halted, eyes narrowing, grip tightening on the handle. Sweat from the night clung to her skin, Marcus's fevered face still burning in her mind. Ma'am? Victoria's chest heaved, nails scraping bark. I heard you. The boy. Cancer. Elena's jaw clenched, body rigid. Eavesdropping? That's low. Victoria stepped closer, breath hot. Low. I own this place. I saw you. Sponging his head, feeding him slop. You're not weak. You're iron. Elena's fist balled, voice slicing back. What do you want? Fire me. Victoria recoiled, hands raised. No, sorry, for the vase, the slap, all of it. The words hung raw, her eyes darting away, shoulders slumping. Elena crossed arms, unyielding. Sorry? After docking pay? Calling me trash? Victoria's lip quivered, fist pounding thighs. I was broken. Uncle's hands on me at 12. Locked rooms, screams no one heard. Her voice cracked, knees buckling to the grass. Elena knelt, hand hovering, then gripping Victoria's shoulder firm. Pain twists us, but you twisted me. Victoria nodded, tears carving tracks. I know. Forgive? Elena's grip tightened. Yes, but conditions? Help my boy, funds for chemo, and the community. Sponsor clinics in South LA. No more slaps. Ever. Victoria wiped her face, he's standing shaky. Done. All of it. Elena rose, pulling her up. Prove it. They moved inside. Silence thick until Elena's pocket buzzed. James's old phone, left on the counter. She grabbed it, screen flickering. Wait, this video. Victoria leaned in, fingers trembling as they hit play. Grainy footage. James's first wife arguing with his sister in the garage, voices sharp. You drove drunk. Hit her car. The sister snarled back, shoving. Crash echoed off tape. Video cut. Elena's eyes widened. This murder? Victoria's breath caught, hand over mouth. My God, she covered it. For the inheritance. Elena pocketed the phone, resolve hardening. We dig deeper. Victoria nodded, fire igniting in her gaze. But shadows loomed larger now, pulling them towards secrets buried in the family's vault. You filthy intruder, hands off my brother's relics, or I'll have you deported back to whatever slum spawned you. Sophia's screech tore through the mansion foyer, her designer purse slamming onto the console table as she burst through the front door unannounced. Victoria froze mid-step on the staircase, fingers still clutching James's old phone, the video's echoes ringing in her ears. Elena, polishing a nearby vase, spun around, cloth dropping, her pulse spiking. Sophia marched forward, pearls clacking, eyes locked on Elena like daggers. I saw you snooping in his office last week. Thieving bitch! Where's the missing necklace? Hand it over! Elena's fists clenched, nails biting palms, but she stood firm, chin lifted. I don't steal, never have. Sophia lunged closer, breath reeking of Chardonnay, finger jabbing Elena's chest. Liar! Your kind always does. Slipping in like rats, taking what's not yours. Victoria descended, voice sharp. Sophia, stop! She's not... Sophia whirled, cutting her off with a snarl. You defend this trash? After what she did? James told me. Items vanishing since she started. Coincidence? She snatched Elena's arm, twisting hard. Elena winced, shoulder burning, but yanked free, eyes blazing. Let go! Sophia laughed, cold and cutting, shoving Elena against the wall. Frames rattled. Or what? You'll cry to immigration? I own half this empire. Wait till I whisper in James's ear. Victoria stepped between them, hands raised. Enough! We found something. Your voice on tape, arguing with his first wife. Night of the crash. Sophia's face paled, but she recovered, lips curling. Tape? Delusions? You're unraveling, sister-in-law. Jealous I control the truss? She grabbed the phone from Victoria, fingers smashing buttons, delete prompt flashing. Victoria snatched it back, knuckles white. Not so fast. We heard you. Drunk, shoving her toward the car. Sophia's eyes narrowed to slits, body coiling. Prove it, or I'll ruin you both, starting with her boy's hospital bills. Cut off. Elena's breath hitched, vision tunneling on Marcus's frail form in her mind. She charged forward. Threaten my son? You'll regret... Sophia slapped her hand away, nails raking skin, blood welled. Touch me, and you're done. James entered then, door slamming behind him, face storming. What's this? Sophia spun, tears faking instant. Brother, she attacked me. Fire her! But Elena held the phone high. Video paused on Sophia's furious face. Accusations hung thick, Sophia's mask cracking just enough to reveal the greed beneath. Victoria nodded at Elena, alliance forged. Yet Sophia's smirk lingered, hinting at deeper traps waiting in the shadows of her Manhattan lair. Dig into my past, you gold-digging whore, and I'll bury you both in lawsuits that'll strip your bastard kid's hospital bed. Sophia's venom spat across the phone line, her voice crackling like static fury as Victoria hit speaker in the dim study. Elena leaned in, fist pounding the oak desk, eyes locked on the glowing screen. Threats? We've got the tape. Your screams at her, drunk, shoving. Sophia laughed, sharp and hollow. Tape? Doctored crap. Try proving it in court. James worships me. His big sister, the rock after mom died. Click. Line dead. Victoria's knuckles whitened on the receiver, slamming it down. She's hiding more. We start now. Elena nodded, pulling up the video on James's phone again. Grainy frames freezing on Sophia's twisted face. The first wife's plea cut short. Crash reports first. LAPD archives. Victoria's fingers flew over her laptop, hacking into public records with a VPN shield. Sirens wailed in her mind, childhood bruises flashing. Got it. Accident file sealed tight. But look, witness statements redacted. Elena scrolled, breath hitching. One name slips through. Detective Harlan, retired, lives in Echo Park. They bolted to the car, engine growling to life, tires screeching out the gate. Traffic clawed at them, horns blaring, but Elena weaved fierce, jaw set. She won't touch Marcus. Harlan's bungalow loomed, porch sagging. Knock. Door creaked open, grizzled face peering out, shotgun barrel glinting. Who the hell? Victoria shoved forward. Harrington crash, 15. You investigated? Harlan's eyes narrowed, barrel dipping. Old case. Closed. Drunk driver fled. Elena pressed. Sophia Harrington. Argued with the wife hours before. Harlan stiffened, ushering them in. Door slamming. Whiskey poured, hands shaking. Off record, Sophia showed up reeking of gin, yelling about inheritance. Wife threatened to expose her. Embezzlement from family trusts. Then crash. Brakes tampered? Never proved. Higher-ups buried it. Victoria's pulse thundered. Proof? Harlan slid a faded photo. Tire marks skewed, brake lines frayed. Snapped before they scrubbed the scene. Keep it. But watch your backs. She's got connections. Back in the car, photo clutched. Elena's phone buzzed. Anonymous text. Drop it or the boy pays. Her grip crushed the wheel, knuckles bleeding white. She's tracking us. Victoria dialed a PI contact, voice steel. Tail Sophia, Manhattan penthouse, wire her lines. Hours blurred, stakeout feeds streaming in. Sophia caught on cam, shredding documents. Burner phone to a thug. Hit job? On us? Elena's mind raced to Marcus, alone in the ward. She slammed the dash. We need more. Bank records. Victoria hacked deeper, passwords cracking under brute force. Transfers surfaced, millions siphoned post-crash, disguised as donations. Elena's eyes widened. She killed for this, framed it as accident. A taillight flashed behind, black SUV closing in. Elena floored it, weaving alleys, mirrors shattering against walls. Lose them, Victoria screamed, dialing James. Brother, Sophia's poison. Meet us, proof in hand. SUV rammed, metal screeching. Elena swerved, escaping into traffic. Breath ragged, they pulled over, photo and files clutched. Harlan's words echoed, buried deep. But another lead burned, Sophia's old accountant, gone underground in Vegas. We fly tonight, Elena growled, fire unquenchable. Victoria nodded, alliance unbreakable. Yet the SUV's shadow lingered in the rear view, engines revving for the next strike. You murdered her for cold cash. Admit it, or I'll scream it to every boardroom you slither into. Victoria's accusation exploded in the Vegas motel room, her fingers stabbing the air toward the trembling accountant huddled in the corner, ledger clutched like a shield. Elena slammed the door shut behind them, lock clicking, her body blocking escape. Sweat poured down the man's face, tie askew, eyes darting wild. I don't know what. Elena lunged, snatching the ledger, pages flipping frantic. Lies. Transfers post-crash. Millions to Sophia's offshore accounts. Signed by you. The accountant crumpled to the bed, hands raised. She forced me. After the wreck. Said it was accident. But I saw the brakes cut. Gin bottle in her car. She rammed the wife's vehicle off Mulholland Drive. Victoria's breath seized, knees buckling against the wall. James's first love, pushed to her death. For what? Shares? The man nodded, voice breaking. Inheritance. Sophia embezzled for years. Wife found out, threatened divorce, exposure. Sophia got drunk, followed her, tampered the lines. Crash looked like skid. Elena's fist pounded the mattress. Proof? Give it. He fumbled a USB from his pocket, thrusting it forward. Emails, wire logs, her confession, recorded when she paid me off. Victoria plugged it into her laptop, files blooming on screen, timestamps damning. Sophia's voice crackled. She had it coming, snooping in my books. One shove, brakes fail, problem gone. Elena's jaw dropped, vision blurring with rage for Marcus, for the pain rippling out. Betrayal, family blood on her hands. The accountant wept, head in hands. She threatened my family, said I'd swing if I talked. But you're here. End it. Victoria copied files, USB crushed under heel. We will. James hears this tonight. Sirens wailed distant, but Elena's phone buzzed. Sophia's text. Vegas. Cute. Accountant sings. He dies. Elena's grip crushed the device. She's on to us. Victoria stood, fire blazing. Then we strike first. Back to LA. Confront James. They burst out, car peeling away, desert dust choking the air. Files burned in Elena's lap. Truth a weapon sharp. James's face flashed in her mind. Betrayed brother. Shattered. But Sophia's empire cracked now. Secrets spilling like blood from that fateful drive. The plane waited. Engines roaring toward reckoning. Yet Sophia's net tightened. Shadows closing in for the kill. You dare drag my skeletons into the light, you worthless immigrant scum. I'll snap your neck before you utter one more lie. Sophia's roar shattered the mansion's grand hall, her stiletto heels stabbing the marble as she charged at Elena, fingers clawing like talons. Victoria shoved Elena behind her, body shielding, heart slamming against ribs. Back off, Sophia. We have the USB. Your voice damning you. Brakes cut. Blood on your hands. Sophia halted inches away, breath ragged, eyes bulging with rage. Give it, or I'll end you both right here. She lunged, nails raking Victoria's arm, drawing blood in hot streaks. Victoria yelped, staggering back, but Elena caught her, fists ready. Sophia's hired thug burst from the shadows, burly, tattooed arms flexing, grabbing Elena's throat, squeezing hard. Air choked out, Elena's vision spotting black, knees buckling. Boss says silence them. Victoria kicked wild, heel connecting with his shin. Crack. He loosened, Elena gasping, elbow slamming his gut. He doubled over, but Sophia snatched a crystal decanter, swinging vicious. Glass exploded against Elena's shoulder, shards embedding, pain lancing fire. Die, you meddling bitch! Elena rolled, blood soaking her shirt, grabbing a fallen lamp base, swung back, cracking Sophia's knee. Sophia howled, collapsing, but clawed Elena's ankle, dragging her down. Victoria pounced, pinning Sophia's arms, knees grinding into her back. Confess, you killed her for the money, pushed her off that cliff. Sophia bucked, headbutting Victoria's chin. Blood sprayed from split lip. Never. James believes me. His loyal sister. The thug recovered, charging again, fist connecting with Victoria's jaw. Snap! She flew back, head cracking the banister. Dazed, stars exploding, she groped for the phone in her pocket, dialing James frantic. Come now! Sophia's attacking! Elena wrestled the thug, nails gouging his eyes. He roared, slamming her against the wall, ribs cracking under impact. Breath wheezed, but she kneed his groin. Hard. He crumpled, gasping. Sophia freed herself, scrambling for the USB on the floor, fingers inches away. Elena dove, tackling her, bodies rolling in a tangle of limbs and fury. Not yours! Sophia's elbow jabbed Elena's eye, swelling instant, vision blurring. You'll pay! Your boy's next! Hospital cut off! Elena's rage ignited, fists pummeling Sophia's sides, thuds echoing. Victoria staggered up, grabbing Sophia's hair, yanking back. Stop! Police en route! Sirens wailed distant, but the thug rose again, knife flashing from his boot. Finish them, boss! He advanced on Elena, blade slicing air. She dodged, heart thundering, grabbing a shard, held it like a dagger. Victoria screamed, throwing herself between. Knife grazed her side, fabric tearing, blood flowing warm. Chaos peaked, bodies locked in brutal dance. But James's car screeched outside, doors slamming. The fight teetered on the edge. One wrong move sealing fates. Touch her again, you hired dog, and I'll carve your eyes out with this shard. Back off! Elena's snarl ripped through the hall chaos, her body lunging forward as the thug's knife grazed Victoria's side, blood blooming dark on her blouse. Victoria clutched the wound, face twisted in agony, but shoved Elena toward the study door. Run, files, safes open, get the originals. The thug charged again, boot kicking Elena's ribs, crack air exploding from her lungs. She hit the floor rolling, shards slicing her palm deeper, but she scrambled up, slamming through the door. Sophia writhed free from the melee, nails scraping marble as she crawled after. "Stop her! That's my empire!" Elena burst into the study, desk lamp shattering under her stumble, papers flying. Safe yawned open. James's oversight. She rifled drawers, fingers slick with blood, pulling folders stamped confidential trusts. Photos spilled, brake lines severed, gin bottles labeled, witness affidavits yellowed. "Got you," she hissed, stuffing them into her shirt. Footsteps thundered. Thug barreling in, knife raised. "Hand 'em over, bitch!" Elena dodged, desk between them, hurling a stapler, clang, into his forehead. He staggered, blood trickling, but swung wild, blade embedding in wood. She kicked his knee, snap. He dropped howling. Victoria staggered in behind, pressing her side, face pale but fierce. "USB, plug it!" Elena jammed it into the laptop, files loading frantic. Emails cascaded. Sophia's orders to tamper brakes, payoffs to cops. "Irrefutable." Sophia limped in, grabbing Victoria's hair, yanking back. "Delete it, or James walks in on corpses." Victoria elbowed her gut. Thud. Sophia gasped, releasing. Elena hit print, pages spitting out like accusations. The thug rose, tackling Elena from behind, arm choking her neck. Vision tunneled. She clawed his face, nails drawing blood rivulets. "Get off!" Victoria grabbed a bookend, smashing his skull. Crunch. He slumped limp. Sophia snatched a page mid-print, tearing it. "No!" Elena broke free, pouncing, fists hammering her shoulders. "You killed for greed. Confess!" Sophia's knee connected with Elena's stomach. Wind knocked out, but Elena held on, twisting her arm. "Files prove it. Embezzlement. Murder!" James burst through the door then, face ashen, eyes scanning the bloodied room. "Sophia! What?" Sophia spun, tears faking. "They attacked! Lies!" But Elena thrust the stack forward, pages fluttering. "Read. Her confession. Taped. Signed." James grabbed them, eyes scanning, color draining. Sirens screamed closer, blue lights flashing through windows. The thug stirred, groaning, but Victoria kicked him down. "Stay put." Elena stood, chest heaving, blood dripping, files clutched like victory. Proof sealed, but Sophia's glare burned, final traps snapping shut. James's hand trembled on the pages, betrayal carving deep. "You scheming murderer, confess now, or I'll shove these files down your lying throat until James sees the monster you are." Elena's bellow thundered through the hall, her bloodied hand thrusting the stack of documents into James's face as Sophia scrambled up, nails clawing air. James's eyes bulged, pages fluttering in his grip, betrayal slashing across his features like a blade. "Sophia! This voice. Yours? She had it coming?" Sophia lunged for the papers, fingers ripping edges. "Lies! Forged! They're framing me!" But James yanked back, voice cracking. "Emails, your signatures, break cuts, payoffs." His fist slammed the banister, wood splintering. Sophia spun on Elena, spit flying. "You! Lowlife Maid, twisting my words!" she charged, shoulder ramming Elena's chest. Thud, knocking her back. Elena countered, foot hooking Sophia's ankle. Trip! She crashed down, chin splitting on marble, blood pooling. Victoria, clutching her side, hit play on the laptop. Sophia's recorded confession blared. "One shove, brakes fail, problem gone." James's face drained white, knees buckling. "My wife, you killed her? For money?" Sophia crawled forward, grabbing his leg. "Brother, no! They doctored it!" He kicked free, boot connecting. Grunt. She recoiled. Elena pressed, voice steel. "Affidavits. Witnesses paid off. Your embezzlement exposed." She hurled the USB at James. He caught it, plugging in swift. Screen lit with transfers. Millions siphoned, dates matching the crash. Sophia's thug stirred, groaning, but Elena stomped his hand. Crunch. He yelped, curling fetal. "Stay down!" Police sirens screamed closer, doors bursting open. Cops flooding in, badges flashing. "Freeze! Hands up!" Sophia bolted for the back door, but Victoria tackled her legs. Crash. They tumbled, fists flying. Not escaping! Cops piled on, cuffs clicking tight around Sophia's wrists. James stood frozen, files clutched, tears carving tracks. Sister! Why? Sophia spat blood, glaring. She threatened everything, our legacy. You were weak. He turned away, shoulders heaving, handing evidence to the lead cop. Arrest her. Murder. Fraud. Elena slumped against the wall, ribs screaming, but eyes locked on James. Truth hurts, but heals. Victoria nodded, wound seeping, but gripped firm on Elena's arm. Cops hauled Sophia out, her screams echoing. You'll pay! The hall fell silent, bloodstains marking the floor like accusations. James faced them, resolve hardening. Thank you. Both. But shadows of loss lingered, pulling toward justice's final hammer. You think cuffs erase blood, you treacherous snake? Rot in that cell until your lies choke you? James's venom exploded in the courtroom, his fist slamming the witness stand as Sophia glared from the defendant's box, chains rattling on her wrists. The judge's gavel cracked sharp. Order! But James pressed on, eyes boring into her. You killed my wife, tampered brakes, embezzled millions. Confess! Sophia's lips curled, spit flying. Brother, weak fool! She deserved it, snooping, threatening our fortune. Gas ripped through the gallery, jurors leaning forward, faces hardening. Elena's hand gripped the railing, knuckles bone white, her ribs still bandaged from the fight. Victoria sat beside, side-stitched, breath shallow but eyes fierce. End her, Elena whispered, voice blade-edged. The prosecutor thrust the USB forward, playing the tape, Sophia's confession booming. One shove, problem gone. Sophia lunged against restraints, snarling. Doctored, they're framing. The judge cut her, gavel pounding. Silence, evidence stands. Files piled, affidavits, bank logs, photos of severed lines. James testified next, voice cracking. She betrayed us. Family blood for greed. Sophia interrupted, chains clanking. You needed me. After Mom. He slammed her down. No more lies. Verdict slammed like a door. Guilty. Murder one, fraud, conspiracy. Sophia's face crumpled, body slumping as bailiffs hauled her. You'll pay. Appeals. But the judge's sentence hit. Life, no parole. Assets seized, millions frozen. Elena stood, chest heaving, Marcus's face flashing in her mind. Justice, she breathed, but pain lingered. Victoria clutched her arm, nod firm. For all of us. James turned, shoulders sagging, but resolve etched deep. Court adjourned, echoes fading, but loose ends tied. Thug confessed, payoffs traced, cops cleared. Sophia vanished into transport, screams muffled. The hall emptied, but healing scars burned fresh, pulling toward redemption's light. Take your stolen millions and shove them back into the graves you dug. You owe this world blood money, not pity. James's fist crashed onto the conference table, his voice thundering through the boardroom as lawyers flinched, papers scattering. Assets seized from Sophia's empire piled high. Trusts cracked open, millions flowing like released poison. He jabbed a finger at the screen, projections blazing. Redirect it all. No scraps for her appeals. Victoria nodded sharp, her stitched side pulling taut, but resolve iron. South LA clinics first, chemo wings for kids like Marcus. Elena stood beside, arms crossed, ribs bandaged but spine straight. Not just talk, build it. James signed swift, pen-slashing forms, funds rerouted to foundations. Harrington Hope Fund, cancer care for underprivileged. Your boy's name on the plaque, Elena? Her throat tightened, fists unclenching slow. He'd fight harder knowing. Victoria grabbed the ledger, flipping pages. Embezzled cash, pump it into immigrant aid. Housing, legal help. No more slumlords breaking doors. Elena's eyes flashed, memories of pounding fists surging. Yes, sponsor families like mine. No more threats. James wired the first transfer, beeps confirming, millions shifting. Board members nodded, but one balked. Risky, public backlash. James slammed him down. Do it, or join Sophia in chains. Action surged. Groundbreakings in South LA, shovels biting earth. Elena's hand on the first. Marcus watched from wheelchair, cheeks hollow but eyes bright. Mama's building hope. She knelt, hugging fierce. For you. Victoria cut ribbons at openings, voice booming over crowds. We heal wounds. Abuse cycles broken, families mended. Donations poured, corporate matches, her past fueling speeches. I was shattered. Now we rebuild. Elena coordinated. Phone buzzing constant. Beds filled, meds distributed. A kid's chemo session. Needles in, but smiles out. Thanks to you, nurse whispered. Elena's chest swelled, scars fading. James visited sites, sleeves rolled, handing checks. Sophia's greed turned to gold for them. Victoria gripped his arm. Our family's poison. Antidote now. Elena faced a mirror, bruises yellowing, but fire undimmed. We rise. Funds expanded. Scholarships for abuse survivors. Hotlines ringing nonstop. One call, woman's voice breaking. Help me escape. Victoria dispatched aid, fists clenched. Like I wished. Impacts rippled. Marcus's scans clear, his laugh echoing halls. Elena hugged him tight. We won. But more loomed. Communities lifting. Shadows retreating. James sealed the last wire, eyes on the horizon. This is legacy, yet seeds planted deep, blooming toward fuller dawn. Stand tall, you unbreakable force. Your silence shattered empires. Now watch it rebuild lives like yours. James's voice boomed through the clinic's ribbon-cutting crowd, his hand clapping Elena's shoulder hard as flashbulbs popped. Marcus grinning from his wheelchair beside her, cheeks flushed with health. Elena's chest swelled, ribs healed but scars etched reminders, her eyes locking on the plaque. Marcus wing, hope for fighters. Victoria cut the ribbon, scissors slicing sharp, her stitched side a faint pull now. We turn poison to cure. Sophia's greed fuels this. Cheers erupted, hands clapping, kids rushing forward for hugs. Elena knelt by Marcus, fingers ruffling his growing hair. See? We fought. Won. He hugged fierce, small arms tight. Mama's hero. James pulled them up, embrace crushing. Family now. No blood needed. Victoria joined, arms encircling, tears wiped swift. I slapped you once. Now I lift you. Elena nodded, grip firm. Pain forged us. The clinic buzzed, nurses wheeling in patients, meds stocked high, no bills looming. A mother clutched Elena's hand. Save my girl, thank you. Elena squeezed back. Pass it on. Months blurred, foundations expanding, South LA streets transforming, playgrounds rising where slums crumbled, scholarships handed out like weapons against despair. James testified in hearings, voice thundering. Betrayal taught me, give back fierce. Victoria led groups, sharing scars. Abuse chained me. Now I break chains. Elena coordinated, phone constant. Funds approved, surgery tomorrow. Marcus ran now, legs strong, chasing balls in the mansion yard. Catch me, Auntie Vic, she laughed, scooping him up, James watching proud. Our boy. One evening under garden lights, Elena faced them all, voice steady. I came broken, endured slaps, threats, stayed for him. James nodded. Your patience cracked her facade, saved us. Victoria gripped her hand. Mirror to my pain, taught mercy. Marcus tugged her sleeve. Story time? They gathered, Elena weaving tales. Once a maid faced a storm, didn't run, healed it. Lessons sank deep. Patience turns tyrants to allies. Silence louder than shouts. James sealed it. Greed devours. Kindness rebuilds. They toasted, glasses clinking, wounds faded to strength. Communities lifted, abuse hotlines ringing, survivors stepping forward, funds multiplying. Elena visited Sophia's cell once, bars cold. Forgive? No. But heal? Yes. Sophia glared, chains rattling. You won. Elena walked away head high. Back home, Marcus slept peaceful, breaths even. Elena whispered to stars. We rose. James expanded empires ethically. Victoria mentored broken souls. Alliance unbreakable. Final gathering. Picnic under trees. Laughter echoing. To new beginnings, James raised glass. Elena smiled. and staying through storms. Peace settled, scars badges now. But in quiet moments, fire simmered, ready for next fights. Legacy burned bright, illuminating paths for the weary. In the end, this story reminds us that true strength lies not in anger or revenge, but in quiet perseverance and empathy, turning pain into healing, adversaries into allies, and injustice into lasting change. What about you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever faced cruelty with kindness or witnessed patience transform a tough situation? We'd love to hear your own stories. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next tale. Stay strong and compassionate.